Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to my second episode in my most expensive loadout series. Now first and foremost, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to everyone that subscribed to me overall. We've just hit about 2,000 subscribers, which honestly is absolutely crazy to me. Just the whole concept of it in general. The fact we hit 1k subs just around a month ago and we're already at 2,000 is just mind blowing. So I'd like to thank you all so much for that. And judging from the reception of the last video, as much as you guys enjoyed this series, I know there's a couple things that I could improve on or maybe didn't make clear in the last episode. So firstly, I will not be using multi-class items and I will not be using unusual weapons. This is due to the fact multi-class items probably shouldn't really count in a class exclusive loadout, and also unusual weapons pricings are very hard to get an exact price for, even though most of them aren't priced on backpack.tf, so we're going to refrain from using unusual weapons for the time being. Also, we're not going to be using unusual taunts, and a lot of you guys wanted to see what the loadout would look like, so in this episode I've taken the liberty of making a quick SFM movie of the loadout in game and just what everything would look like. So today's episode we're going to be focusing on the soldier, and we are going to be looking at his most expensive possible loadout that can be made in the game. This pricing is coming from backpack.tf, which is generally used for most unusual trading, so yeah, some of these may be outdated, but I've tried to go with hats that, although they are the most expensive, that will likely be sold again for a similar amount, so it's not just like a one-off sale. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So guys, first and foremost on this soldier we have the main hat. Now this is going to be the War Pig with the effect Burning Flames. This is priced at 1,500 keys, which equates to about $3,100 dependent on what you price individual keys at. Although this is a really high amount, the War Pig is generally considered the most expensive soldier unusual and being the highest tier, so I guess this is a suitable amount for such a high tier good looking soldier hat. Next up on the soldier we have another unusual misc, being the Harvest Moon Soldier Stash. The Harvest Moon Soldier Stash, although it is one of one, is sold regularly and recently was priced at 590 keys. Roughly this equates to around $1,200, which is a lot of money to spend, but the Harvest Moon is arguably the highest tier unusual effect, giving its rarity, along with the fact it is of course a very old desired unusual effect. The green cloud really complements most unusual effects, and generally with such a high tier misc, I think 590 keys is fairly cheap considering the price of the War Pig. So guys, for the third misc on the soldier, it's actually going to be another unusual. I've actually checked and you can wear all of these together at the same time. So with all this in mind, the third and final misc for this soldier loadout is going to be a Chiroptera veneonata exquisite rack. Apologies if I pronounced that unusual effect wrong, it is a ridiculously unusual name. Regardless of my awful pronunciation of those words, it is the Scorching Bat effect from another Halloween update. Similar to Harvest Moon, it is kind of rare but slightly lower tier, but it is actually the most expensive exquisite rack out there right now. This exquisite rack is coming in with a price of 466 keys, very precise, which actually equates to $960. These three effects do truly look really nice together. The green from the Scorching Bat effect along with the Harvest Moon do really complement each other, and obviously Burning Flames is just the most desired effect in the game essentially, so it's a really cool unusual triple combo and definitely look awesome together. Straying away from the miscs, now we're going into the weapons on this soldier's loadout. Firstly, on this soldier's loadout there will be a Professional Kill Streak Australian rocket launcher, which currently is selling for about 67 keys. However, it does fluctuate, so dependent on when you're watching this video, it might be a bit higher or a bit lower. Regardless, this equates to around $140 and is probably the most desirable rocket launcher in the game. I personally do own one and can vouch for the fact that it does look really cool in game. Next up on the soldier's weapons, we actually have the Collector's Gunboats. These are fairly rare and quite hard to acquire, so these are priced at 48 keys. There are a couple on the market for a couple keys lower, but I personally see no issue in the current price. 48 keys is about $99 precisely, which again is quite a high amount of money to pay when you can literally just get a vintage ones for under a refined metal. Regardless, it's a really cool item and definitely would look really nice in your inventory. Lastly on the list, there isn't really anything too crazy for the soldier's melee weapon, but we've actually got the Collector's Disciplinary Action, which is freshly priced at 15 keys. This is only $30, but still quite a large sum of money to pay for a weapon, especially because because it's collectors, but the weapon actually received a nerf, which I'm not sure if that will sort of make the price go down a bit, but still, it's a really cool weapon, quite hard to come by again, and definitely deserves its spot in this loadout. So guys, without further ado, here is how the loadout looks in SFM. I hope you did all enjoy this video. If you did, please do remember to leave a like and let me know what you thought in the comments below. I had a lot of fun making this, and it's probably my favourite series I've got going at the moment. The trading series will be started within a couple days. I'm just editing it all now, as I want it to be the best possible quality for you guys. That's just about it, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Make sure to sub if you want to see more videos like this and general gaming content. That's just about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace.